What is going on, everyone? Hope you're good. Hope you're well. It is Monday. Happy Monday. Cheers to the weekend that was, the week that's about to be. We already got a few people in the chat. I do appreciate. Come on. Rudy, time to musk up. What's up, bro? Rich Mitch, cheers. And of course, the wizard, always working his magic, Uh, it's been a bit of a long day, not gonna lie. Just as a reminder, Thursday we have Secretions Magnifique, where I will wear it during the entire stream. Talk, y'all could laugh at my pain, y'all could do whatever. Hey Clinton, what's going on? Great to see you. How is this man? It's a valid question, Chris. Also, hey, great to see you. I mean, come on now, like not many people will go to these depths. I'm still out of my unaverage mix, though. Eventually, I'll get to it. Maybe I gotta find it. I gotta scour the world. I gotta contact Sour Patch Kids. Something. Don't know yet. But I'm definitely gonna make sure that I'm drinking Deathwish coffee in the process. Deathwish coffee. Absolutely. It's right here. I just made some right before I started. Scent of the day is the topic of the day. At least the first one that kind of spawned this whole video, if you will. We're gonna get into the house of making sense today. A lot of fragrances, lots and lots of fragrances, but in particular, I was generously sent number one from Juan, Prada Luna Rossa Extreme. It was a mini, it's a splash, nothing too much, but enough that I was able to decant it. Those who saw my unboxing last week. So I've been wearing this because in the 2012s, this was going out. This was sexy for me. And he sent me that because on my birthday, one Making Sense, Michael Dinsmore, sent me his version of same fragrance, More Than Words. And let me tell you, this thing is magical. Before I start, I do have to say, Mike is a friend of mine. He's somebody that I know. However, at the same time, come on now. Y'all know me. There's no way I'm not going to give my unaverage thoughts. The worst is Yep. It's a good little mini. There was about 3 to 4 mLs left in this thing. So, yeah. With all of that being said, I guess I'll start with Making Sense. They are a house still on the rise. They make an array of fragrances. Mike is an awesome individual. A lot of them are inspired, some of them original creations. One of my more favorite ones of his inspired, obviously, I've said it, More Than Words. However, I've really grown to appreciate something like Sasquatch, which is similar to Abercrombie and Fitch Woods. Those who know, Mike used to work back in Abercrombie way back in the 90s. So he's very familiar with what he's doing here. But he's also very nice and as much of a gentleman as I am. He makes sure he takes care of the ladies and have some women's offerings. We have Laguna 2014. This is a staple fragrance for all of our closest friends. America's favorite shortcake, America's favorite strawberry. Although this smells like watermelon, the irony, right? This fragrance right here is actually really good. People may scoff at it because it's supposed to be in the realm of a mall scent. They may think it's immature, but if you check my video recently that I did with Sia, where we reviewed a whole bunch of different samples that I sent her a sample of this. She loves it. and she's a very mature woman. So, end of the day, go ahead, try it. You have nothing to lose. Really good fragrance. Laguna 2014. What else we got here? Canceled. It's an Iris Bomb. It's off of the realm of Dior Homme Intense. I'm getting a little bit more of like actual Dior Homme. Maybe it needs to sit a little bit longer. Let some of that leather tones come in, but I love both. I absolutely love both. What's going on, LX? Great to see you, bro. Check out LX's channel. Also, check out Rudy's channel, Time to Musk Up. And check out Rich Mitch's also. But yes, cancel Dior. All of these will last. You don't have to worry about that. They're all eau de parfum concentrations. Even something in the realm of Mr. Miami Blue. For those who don't know about the original Mr. Miami, is one of his more original creations. This was a holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas 2021 flanker special edition that, to me, tones down a lot of the piercing sharpness within the citruses of Mr. Miami. Adds a nice, calm, like almost Dolce & Gabbana light blue, or a Joey Cannoli had mentioned something about a Salvatore Ferragamo boo blue. It's in the realm of those types. It's not Blue de Chanel Sauvage blue, but very nice, very good. Can also cut through the cold a little bit. Not recommended, but hey. But what I do recommend is that everyone gets a shirt like Aram, my buddy Aram. Shouts out to Cuddles Crew. A little bit of Aram's Pocket, lavender, oud, a little bit of citrus, a little bit of spice, a little bit of everything nice, and some woods. Just a really good fragrance. You do have to like lavender. You do. But there is a lot going on in here. I'd recommend you have to wear this at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times before you really, really appreciate it. What's going on, Ron? Good to see you, bro. Over here talking about some sense that we making. Making sense. Yeah. Aram's Pocket. Another almost like under the radar one at this point. Probably the two most hype beast of the realm would be Fallen Leaf, which I just recently repurchased a bottle. I had a 30 ml bottle and it got snatched when it was about right there. It got snatched from me. I mentioned the story in my unboxing video when I got this back, but and I also reviewed Laguna 2014 with Joey Cannoli. Yeah, this fragrance really good. Got snatched up, but it's a really good fragrance. Boozy, tobacco, spicy, a little bit of earth tones. Gives you a little bit of a cross of something like Azar's Most Wanted with a 1 million Privé with a like really rich tobacco fragrance and nice boozy tone to it. You're not gonna smell like you just left the bar, but you will smell like you own the bar or you own a bar. Really good stuff. So, Fallen Leaf, Mr. Miami. These are like, I guess, two major flagship pillars for Mike, in my opinion. Really good stuff. I've also tried his Black and White, which is supposed to be off of YSL's Tuxedo. What's going on, Kari? Great to see you, bro. Oh, you're live. I thought the video was a premiere. Absolutely not. We only do premieres on Friday. If I have any prior content that I've shot throughout the week. But good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Love Fallen Leaf. Yeah, it's such a good fragrance. I am in Aram Pocket. He's my boss. Ron, you are everybody's main man, but I definitely understand, But Black and White, is basically almost the YSL tuxedo interpretation, you know. It's a very good fragrance, nice patchouli fragrance. You do have to like patchouli in order to really appreciate what's going on there. But as a whole, I mean, the quality of these, like I said, are pretty much unmatched. You know, like about 20 to $25 for a 17.5 ml US dollars. I believe I paid like 40 to 45 for the 30 ml. All of these are like high extract. And I like that Mr. Miami you sent. Yeah, so um that was that's Aaron's pocket. That was the regular standard Mr. Miami that I sent you, Kari. This new one, Mr. Miami Blue, is something totally different. This was just released, but unfortunately, it's also vaulted, at least for the time being. It was a holiday exclusive. So, sorry, working and listening. Oh, nah, you're good, Chris. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, just in general. But yeah, all of these high oil, high concentration, affordable prices, good. All right, I'm about to break my whole setup here. Good sizes. I mean, 17.5, you could travel with it. This is almost like a mini bottle in itself. Good sprayers all around. And with the presentation, I mean, you get nice labels that don't fade. I've had some companies with similar like labels, at least, you know, with go with this kind of concept and put a label on it, and the label fades. It like because of the hand and everything, the oils like strip the ink off. Not here, not the case. Very good stuff. And like I said, he does a little bit of everything to cater to anyone who wants to try any fragrances. And I do, like I said, like the fact that he's diving more into some of these discontinued ones. I want to get a hold of a Back in Time, because I have not tried the original I haven't tried the original Abercrombie fragrance, like the original flagship before. Fierce. Absolutely agree with this, by the way, Alex. And what's going on, Juan? Great to see you, bro. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Check out Fat Boy Fragrances store. This video is partially brought to you by Juan, because one of the topics that I'll be discussing, Juan sent me over this. He has a store. He has a YouTube channel. The man is doing everything. He's on the road to 2K subs. He's almost there even. I'm proud of you, bro. All the growth, all the development. He's even starting to get women on his show. So what more can you ask for? Check out Juan at Fat Boy Fragrance Reviews. Yeah. Mike, great guy, great company. I mean, even his samples, you know, I know you can't necessarily read what the sample is saying. This one, I believe, is pop art, though. You know, the attention to detail that he's putting on all of his samples, all of everything. This was Village Voice. And all just amazing work. I appreciate him and all his efforts. A lot of people say there's a Cypress one a lot of people are praising, and a Clean Cut, I believe, which are basically a barbershop fragrance, is Clean Cut, obviously. And the Cypress one is his inspiration of Italian Cypress, which has been long gone from the community, period. Very gone. But more than something like More Than Words, you know, something like a Laguna. You know, these are fragrances that like recently in the last 6 years have gotten cut, and 6 to 8 years. And you know, a lot of people want that demand, and a lot of people don't either fill it because they don't want to, or it's just a bad rendition. What's going on, Bandon? Great to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Uh, by the way, let me know your sense of the day down below, especially if you're wearing something from Making Sense. That's just gonna be awesome. You don't have to, but Sicilian Cyprus. Thank you, Rudy. And there you go. Confirmation right there from the one and only person in Fragcom who has the PhD of EDP, as I like to say. But yes. In general, the fact that he's bringing that back some of these like somewhat lost but very like influential scents. I mean, for me, More Than Words was a fragrance I was wearing on a date, but I could not afford to get the actual bottle of Rossa Extreme at the time. I was barely into Fragcom at that time, even when this thing got discontinued, but I always appreciated the scent. Nice, powdery, slightly floral, slightly spicy, vanilla fragrance that was sexy. It wasn't super strong, but it was definitely something that would go ahead and leave an impression. Speaking of leaving an impression, shouts out to the Dry Down Lowdown. Welcome back. Awesome video yesterday on Smolder. If you all haven't checked it out, then you haven't checked out my Instagram stories, because there's a little nugget in there that I am grateful for that he also dropped. But what an amazing review. I mean, I completely agree with his thoughts. And let's go ahead, band together, and see if we could get Smolder to maybe make one more run. At least one, right? Because I like the fragrance. Dry Down Lowdown likes the fragrance. A lot of people, unfortunately, could not try the fragrance, and it would just be great. And it's a shame that, we're kind of left with 10 ml original packaging bottles, but 10 mLs of that fragrance is a shame, you know. Actually wearing Date Night, his version of Date for Men. Okay, nice. What else we got going on? Do Invasion of the Barbars. Okay, so that's Clean Cut would be like just another version of that. Out of respect, what it do, Joe? What's going on, CK? Great to see you, bro. Thank you for stopping by. Rossa Extreme always gets compliments. Absolutely. That and Amber Porum. I had Prada Amber Porum Intense. That was amazing. Also, by the way, yes, bring Smolder back ASAP. But I had Prada Amber Porum Intense. I had just a whole bunch of. I've tried the Prada fragrances prior. I wasn't a fan of Porum as much, too clean for me. But these fragrances right here, really withstood, like, were staples, like going on these dates, for Miss Carissa, who explains a lot. This was her signature scent throughout her teens into her 20s. And then it was just ripped from her. So the fact that off a whim, really, Mike was able to recreate this, I'm sure there was a little bit more demand for this than Laguna, but still not as much demand as some other fragrances that are in the building is Stacks. But great to see you, bro. Coastal Moss. Has anyone tried Coastal Moss? I have not. I would love to hear somebody else's thoughts, though. In a little bit, I'll look to also drop the link in case anybody else wants to share their experience with Making Sense. But I did want to go ahead and definitely get this comparison on the way as far as a side by side and see, like, what was what. My watch is about to go off. Can't have that. Stop Siri. So on this hand, with my watch, that's malfunctioning right now, I do have More Than Words. And then in this hand, I am wearing Prada Rossa Extreme. Here's the thing. They are very similar. And I remember when I first got this, I think I might have said it even on this live stream. It literally took me back to the time I was going on the date, like exactly on the date, and I stopped by Dillard's in the mall to just go ahead and bomb myself one time before I went to go pick her up. And I literally went and put the bottle down on the counter. And then the sales associate rushed up and was like, "Yeah, you're gonna buy that, right? You ready to buy? You buy," like if they're Jim Cramer or something, Jamie Cramer. And I was like, "No, I'm just here to try it out. It's my first time," even though it was like my 27th. And so I put it down. Smelling this again when I first got the bottle literally took me, like, as I was putting the bottle back down on my computer desk here, it was like I was putting it down on the countertop of Dillard's. So it is similar. It's a little bit deeper, slightly less airy or aromatic. There's like some lavender in here, a little bit of vanilla, like I said, some woods. But overall, this fragrance is a fragrance that just in general, I'd say about 88 to 90% is right there. And considering it's not here anymore, it's a fragrance you should just go ahead. I would get this over this. Also, speaking of things that I will choose over anything, I would definitely choose my friendship with cannolis over anything else in Fragcom. What's going on, Joey? Great to see you, bro. Kick-ass shows this week. You also you got a new addition I saw on your show, a very talented Buffalo Bills fan, shouts out. Drop some 69s really quick. Out of respect for one, Joey Cannoli, she's a musician. She sings, she plays the piano, she loves sports. She's smart. She graduated. She reads. A lot of the women that are part of Joey's family and a part of our community are absolutely smart. So check out I Am Joey Cannoli. Great content. Absolutely shout out to, some 69s really quick, just out of respect. Go Bills. Hey, look. The Bills win, we win. That's the way I see it. So yes, go Bills, go Sarah. Cheers to them beating the Patriots either way, because that needed to happen. But of course, something like this won't be as pronounced as this. This is a significantly higher oil concentration fragrance. This is a Eau de Toilette, I believe. And if it is Eau de Parfum, it's more so like a light type of Eau de Parfum. It's on the lower end of that Eau de Parfum concentration. But I believe this was Eau de Toilette or Eau de Toilette concentrate. If you got French fries stuck up your nose or some shit. Yes, of course, it's gonna be slightly different. A little bit of woods is a little bit more pronounced on here. This is a little bit more aromatic. You can't go wrong with either one, except for the fact that something like this, not in this size, but the actual retail bottles are going to go for at least $250 now, which is weird. I mean, if nobody wanted it, then why is the price for it so high, right? Supply and demand. We're not going to get into that. I'm grateful for Juan for sending this to me so I could do this proper side by side. There's a little bit more of a pronounced juniper note in here, slightly sweeter. This is slightly more vanilla, but as a whole, God, you can't beat this. The fact that I hated Dracar Noir. I know, blasphemy. Unfortunately, bad memories. But something like Abercrombie and Fitch Woods, smells like Dracar Noir. And I appreciate something like Sasquatch because just the blend is so good, you know. I do want to try his Fierce. I do want to try his vintage. Yeah, I know, Wizard. I'm sorry. Look, like I said, bad memories. It wasn't that the fragrance was bad. It's that the memories that were once associated with it were bad. But now, new decade, right? We've turned the corner. Time to move on. So that's why now I'm starting to appreciate all these vintage fragrances. Stay grateful. Shout out, John. Yep. Uh, update. Cute Forest Woods. But Cardinal Sin. Listen, like I said, I've come around. Okay, everyone makes mistakes sometimes. Mine were a little bit forced, but I like them. I like what this house is doing. I like the direction that they're going in. You know, they have a 90s girl fragrance too, another one for the women that's like that melon cucumber, classic 90s fragrance. He has a lot of unisex options and some of the mainstream ones, you know, your Killians, your uh Aventus. Y'all know how I feel about Creed. But all in all, I say if you have not tried Making Sense, you should. At the end of the day, I mean, you for the price of this is almost the price of what I would pay for in a coffee at Starbucks. So I get a whole fragrance, especially possibly a discontinued fragrance or a fragrance that like I'd really want, but don't necessarily have the money for in full retail. And I get like an inspired one that is definitely higher quality than some of these other uh, inspired brands, these brands that use inspiration. Absolutely blows. The quality is unmatched. Um, I do want to wrap this up with more than words, not the video, but with more than words, I do want to say it will last. It does last a solid 13 hours on clothes. On skin, it's about 9, you know, especially with it being cold out. It's going to chew through that a little more. But doesn't leave like a super oil sheen, which I appreciate. And overall, like I said, Mike does a great job. Bravo. 69 hand claps. Gotta bounce. Enjoy, everyone. Great to see you, Ron. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, I implore anyone who hasn't tried Making Sense yet to do so, because at the end of the day, they are a house on the rise. And at the end of the day, we all got to support our anyone who's doing it for the right reasons needs to get support. You know, again, doing something personal like an inside joke like Aram's Pocket. Jeez, it's like magic. What's going on, bro?
How you doing, man?
Doing good. You know, got some coffee, got a pocket full of sunshine right here, and life's
Full of
good.
sunshine. That's
Yeah,
right. Haven't used this shit in a while. How you doing?
I'm good. It's Monday. You know, we're relaxing, taking it easy, nothing too crazy. Uh, getting ready for the week that is. My sister's surgery is tomorrow, so
Oh, well, I hope everything goes well
thanks.
with your
It's
sister.
just a minor knee meniscus tear, nothing too crazy, but it's gonna
Okay.
get her on track for a dance competition. You know,
Okay.
so
Uh, yeah. So your sister's getting a knee surgery.
yeah, she injured it like practicing her solo routines for competition,
Hmm.
and so just a quick fix before to tighten everything up before we go ahead and get the season started. It's almost like you get injured like the final week of preseason And now
Mhm.
like the regular season starts, she's gonna miss the first couple of weeks, but still be back to play most of the season and do her thing.
How long is
So
recovery for something like that? Not to get too
nah, you're
in
good. 6 to 8 weeks
okay.
if smooth. You know, she's 18, so it's young, fast healing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
mhm.
man. As
Mhm.
hold on, I'm just reading the chat right now. Okay.
Right.
I got my
Hey, you're making sense. I see you. Yes. Which one is it right here?
so yeah, man, I know about surgery. You know, last month, last year, I had a couple of them. So the whole recovery time and everything that could be something, you know.
Right.
So,
Right.
especially when it's, I guess, a one that's closer to your core and your limbs that you need to kind of move around better. Because I had one that was here, and I was able to move around and everything, but it affected me because I couldn't eat very much, you know.
Right.
And then there was one over here by the core that I was like, oh,
Mm.
you just squeezing things. You don't know how much you use your core until you really have like some sort of like surgery or some sort of injury.
Right.
But it's serious.
Mhm.
Surgery is always serious.
It is. I know I'm like trying to downplay her. She's good though. You know,
That's
she
good.
realizes it has to happen anyways in order to continue like do what she wants to do with dance. And this is her final year. So like they cut you off after 18. You can't compete like in
Right.
these things anymore. So this is it, you know. So she's like, all right, I guess if it's what I have to do, I mean,
Yeah.
it's what I gotta do. So she's gonna do her thing. That's for sure. We're gonna rock it. But I appreciate you stopping by, man. You
Yeah, no
know,
problem, man. You dropped the link. I wasn't sure if you were gonna stay on for a little bit. You know, I'm staying home
Mhm.
today, so you know,
Nice.
shout outs to Martin Luther King. You know,
Right.
Martin Luther King
Definitely.
Day.
Same. You know, it's a slow day for me too, especially like basically I'm here in quarantine because of surgery and everything. Like we can't if she catches anything before tomorrow, they're gonna delay her surgery. So it's like, okay, we're just gonna stay home. You know, I've already like done all my balance my books and everything else. And then it's like, all right, let me go on live. Let me show Mike some love. Let me interact with a few people. Let's see who gets on. So
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
definitely a nice chill day. I had no like major plans, but I always like to drop the link at least the middle to the end of my videos, just so this way
Okay.
people want to get on, people want to share their experiences with whatever making sense or whatever topic I'm talking about, and just do the thing,
Well, you mentioned Death Wish coffee,
Mhm.
which I've been sprinkling. The things at work, my boss, he has a coffee maker that is it's one of those heavy duty. You know, it's an amazing coffee maker. I forgot what brand it is. It's
Mhm.
but it grinds. You just put the beans on the top, and then it
Mhm.
grinds it right there. And it's covered and everything. So what I did was I just sprinkled some of the Death Wish coffee in
Nice.
there for everybody to enjoy. But uh but they haven't been bouncing off the walls or whatever because it's been kind of like sprinkling. I haven't put like a
Right.
big dose of it in. But it's great. I mean, the taste is great
Yeah.
and it's definitely it's not like I'm not like shivering or anything, but it's definitely some potent stuff.
Yeah, it is. I tried actually going back. I had a Maxwell House on Saturday just because of I was like, okay, I need coffee, but I'm not gonna drink Death Wish. I'm not gonna go for the big blow. And
Yeah.
then I had it and I was like, oh my god, like especially because that was like a French roast. This
Hmm.
was a dark roast. It was like, no, never again. Like the unless it's like Starbucks coffee at this point or
Yeah.
Bustelo, like something with pungent taste and flavor. I can't see myself drinking anything else but these three at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Mhm.
get in the mood for some stuff that's we'd have the next 24-hour stream. I know what to be
Oh
dosing
yeah,
or overdosing or microdosing on.
exactly. Microdosing for sure. It's just it's just funny because this literally fell out of nowhere. Like I had no idea about it until my cousin was like, "Here, if you're gonna be streaming, then next time you want to do 24 hours, drink this." And then it really like became a thing where I'm like drinking it now and incorporating it in my day to day, almost as much as Sour Patch Kids, but not quite.
Yeah, well, the bag is like black, and it's just
Right.
with a skull on it, right, or something. It's kind of like it's not
Yeah.
very.
No, and it has a
Yeah, buy
warning.
this. What?
It has a warning label too.
And a warning label.
And a warning right there. The warning label's right there. It has the black bag, like matte black, gunmetal
Boom.
black. Right. Like it knew what it was doing with the branding, right? Like it kept it all the hot colors,
Yeah.
but definitely warning label right there saying drink it alone, even.
Yeah.
Like no friends allowed type. It's
Yeah,
funny.
if you want to stay awake, drink this. That's
Mhm.
it. I'm wondering if you can make a couple cocktails with that, because you know what happens. If when I go out to drink, I get really sleepy. Alcohol just affects me differently now.
Right.
I'll drink a couple. I'll have some drinks, and then I just get really sleepy. I don't know. It's maybe I'm noticing it more now, but that's when I always have some coffee, like at the end of the night, just to wake me up. But
Right.
like an espresso or something. But I'm wondering if you could do something with creative with that, keep you up.
A little bit of an espresso martini or
Yeah.
something like. I know Yara drinks one of them that's like that. Also, hey Lily, I wasn't sure if I actually addressed you. I saw you, but yeah, like an espresso martini, or like use it as a garnish for one of these other things, like some sort of Kahlúas or something.
Yeah, Kahlúa or Bailey's or something. Yeah, exactly. Has Lily been on Joey's stream or has hopped on? Because I've always seen them on the chat.
I think there was a time when like she was going to, but then she didn't. But I've never. There's a few of them, right? Like there's her, there's Taffy, that like just the international mysteries. Where in the world are they?
They're the chat legends.
Exactly, and I appreciate them either way. Be a man, just drink the coffee straight out the bag. I mean, I would consider just
Why don't you just pop a? Is that the fine one or grinded one? Okay, because I have the beans one. Okay, I have the bean one. Because the beans you could just pop them in and just chew them or something.
Lily stays backstage. LOL. Aw. Yeah, nah. Here just for you, Pat.
Yes. Some of these, like, let's just call them chat warriors or whatever you want to call it. They're hilarious, man. I mean, Lily's funny and Taffy's just amazing. Just really, really witty woman. Did you really chew that?
Yes, I did. I took some and I sprinkled it. I took a little amount. It tastes. I've never had coffee straight like that before. Like it literally tastes like, I don't want to say dirt because that's kind of messed up, but it tastes a little bit like some dirt on a cardboard type of thing. Very earthy, because it's a boulder.
Let me get my bag. Let me get the bag real quick.
I have not seen the new trailer for the channel, Joey. Should I maybe share a screen or do a thing to check it out when Aram comes back? We got our coffees and our Deathwish. Well, at least I do. I still got half a cup here. Let me know.
There you go.
Hey, Deathwish. And I'm pouring more because I have this thermos still from when I worked, so it keeps it warm. It's a Yeti, so it'll keep it warm.
Oh, that keeps it warm or cold, right? All day.
Right. But
yeah.
Which is weird. I don't. It.
See, just the bean.
It's a little better now. Just the bean. Come on, Pat. You already know though. If you suggest, come on. What's going on with my computer here? Click, do things. I know you were joking, but when you suggest something, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be liable to do it, you know, as Aaron found out with the Sour Patch pancakes. So I have a suggestion from one Mr. Joey Cannoli, because he mentioned as you were getting the Death Wish,
Yeah.
did we see the new trailer? So I'm about to go ahead, pop another tab, share the screen, and let's see what's going on with
A Death Wish trailer?
No, apparently there's something with Joey's channel on YouTube that
Let's do it.
I need to check out. So I'm like trying to type and get to it. We're here, and then go to I am Joey Cannoli.
You see, Juan did the CK Shock challenge yesterday. That was great.
I saw that. Great channel, great video, by the way. Like it ended up being very entertaining. I love especially the fact he's incorporating his wife into it.
Mhm.
You know, it's just a really good look.
I call it the CK Shock from now, like the CK Shock challenge. That's what I call it.
That was a good name.
Yeah, Joey knows.
Only real ones know. All right, so this is here. This is here. Where are we looking at, Joe? Videos, trailers, where's channels? Huh.
Hey, look, he's laughing.
Hold up. Stop sharing. Because
Joey,
I am
where is it?
doing this. You should go check it out, Joey. Nasty syrup drink. Yeah, that was another one too. The maple syrup, and I got a feeling Lily is from Boston. No reason to be honest, just a feeling. Yo. Sub. Damn. One punch. CK Shock. No.
Is it in the cannolis?
I thought he was saying he's unsubbing from me. He wants me to unsub from him. Got you.
Oh.
I guess that's the only way I All right, so let's
do this.
Let's try this one more time.
Oh, so it's like for new subscribers? Is that how it works?
I guess.
Or maybe okay.
I see it now. Joey, we're good.
All right.
I got you now. We're good. We're good. So all right, you could see the screen right, Aaron. Like
I see
his.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Okay. So let's full screen this. See what's going on with this trailer.
Joey Cannoli, Eric Matthews here. Let's clear a couple of things up, okay? Number one, you are the king of Fragcom.
I got one. You might love this one.
Here we go. Ooh, yeah, we like that.
Like
Here we go. She's a good girl, loves her mama. She likes Joe Anthony in America too. I'm a cuck boy, 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a hung boy for breaking her heart. Free falling now, I'm free falling now, I'm free falling now, I'm free falling. All the beta cucks in Miami, they don't wear their CPAPs at night. He's the mayor, and he lays with his shirt off. He's the mayor, protects the condos at night. 'Cause I'm free. free falling. Yes, I'm free. Free falling. On the count of three, everyone. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Free falling now. I'm free falling now. I'm free falling now. I'm free falling now. That was free falling.
Great job, Joe.
I don't know what the fuck.
Use your friends and family and make sure to put it right there.
Don't you click away from that video. You make sure you click that like fucking right button right now. I'm gonna tell your father. Okay.
Kiss the ring and embrace the cannoli. Cannoli mafia for life.
That was great, man. That was beautiful.
Thank you. That was a little that was a little segue. So that's what happens when you drink Death Wish.
Oh yeah, you did that cut?
I did that.
Oh man, that was a lot of footage you go through.
Yeah, it was, but in my head, because I went back and I listened to Saturday's live that we did, and him playing the song, it was like, ooh, there might be something here really quick that definitely could be worth something. Walked in for the last 30 seconds. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, good job, Joe. And that was a great addition to the channel also. Like, yeah, so if you're unsubbed, you see it. Once you're subbed, you don't see that intro video. But yeah, I understand why you had to unsub, but that was good. I enjoyed it. It was touching, with the music and everything,
Right. And that it was like, ooh, there's something that could be done right here. And then just so this way, like, people know, that like we have a lot of fun. We're all like a close-knit bunch at the end of the day. It was like, how could we recap? How can this be recapped or summarized in about 3 minutes? Something like that. So, like I said, shout out to Deathwish for I was just up. I had everything done for work, like I said, and I'm just here right now in isolation of sorts. So I wasn't gonna go live at like 2:30 in the morning. I was like, let me go ahead and put this together right quick.
Yeah. And that's the thing about editing, is just like once you get momentum, it's just like you're in it. Like, let's put this. It's like starting a puzzle, right? You're putting all these puzzles together, and you're like, you got half of a puzzle that's together, but then you have all the pieces that are all scattered, and you don't want the mess, so you just get it done, But it was good, man. I really liked it. Very touching.
Joe A. bootleg here. Not quite on that level.
Larry's the bootleg. Is it Larry the bootleg? I forgot. What happened? Where's Larry, man? I miss Larry.
Where is Larry? Right.
Miss Lavender. Miss that wagon.
Absolutely. Just trying to catch back up to all the comments. Ha awesome.
Yeah, you keep on interrupting me with these super chats. I don't appreciate it.
Oof. Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad. That's right. I've Dan's been coming on stream so much with me lately. I'm like, he's starting to turn into him almost, except I still have a little bit better style. But
yeah.
No, that was good. I'm definitely glad Joey gave me the okay, because I wanted him to at least either give the okay or debut it himself on his thing. So
yeah,
we call that pulling a smelly. Exactly. No pulling smelly. Smelly is
just say that it stinks. It stinks.
It stinks.
I don't like it.
Absolutely. But it's it still hasn't been a year yet, if I could talk. It still hasn't even been a year yet since like I've gotten involved in the stream and come back to hey,
do it.
$20 from one Patrick K. That was an average cannoli tribute. Pat, I appreciate that means a lot. Let's go. Exactly. Thank you, Pat. You are always amazing. Um, yeah, nah, it's been almost a year, and like I've said it to Joey. I think I've said it to you, and if I haven't, I'll say it now because we're on stream. It's just y'all really like grounded me back. Y'all made this fun again for me. So it was like,
You grounded it.
yeah, like grounded.
Well, your head
like,
was getting too big. We're saying like, hey, Joe, man, your head's getting way too big. It's in the clouds. We don't like it. We need to bring you back down to earth and be like, hey, this is
little bit of dose of reality of sorts, but
that's great, man.
But nah, so that's just like, hey, if I can, and like I said, I've known Joey for a long time. So it's like, if I can give any contributions in any way and like show support towards all of y'all, which I try to do, because all of y'all played a part in like things going smooth again for me. So
yeah, the first time I remember one of your streams, you gave a shout out to Batch Code when we were doing stuff in Batch Code, and I was like, oh, like that was great that you like to give recognition, give credit where there's, where you shine the light on certain places. It's great. Certain channels and certain people.
And it's funny, I had no idea who Batch Code was until like literally around the time of y'all doing the Mr. Miami commercial, like. Because I mean, again, like I just kind of walked in, but I came across the channel one time. It came on the recommended, and again, being like a film editor myself, like seeing like the edits and the angles and the first person reviews and all that, I was like, oh, this is different now. This is much better than like crumbling boxes and throwing them over your shoulder and like doing all other types of things. This is 20 top 10 lists, like this was different. And then I saw like some of the interviews, but I didn't even know who y'all were yet because I was still trying to get used to all the names in the chat. I genuinely loved the content. And then when you actually said, hey, thanks Joe for that, I was like, oh damn, that was him. Okay. And then everything started to make more sense.
The funny thing with Batch Code, it's just been kind of like a learning, kind of an experiment. It's more like an experimental place that it was, and we haven't done anything on that for a while. So, but it's kind of like a revolving learning place, So I mean, it's who knows what's going to happen there, but I'm glad that you recognized it when we were doing stuff constantly before, but we'll see.
Hey, we will.
Yeah, we'll see, man. This year's great. There's a lot of things happening this year, and I'm seeing a lot of things happening. I sense that there's going to be just more things happening this year. I'm feeling good about it. It's got to be good. It's got to be good, right? The last couple of years have been, not so great.
They really have. And again, just like a lot of us are like united, and just it's like, hey, we're just here to have some fun. Let's go ahead and kick the door down while we're doing it. Let's go.
Yeah.
The Hobby Lobby. Yeah, the Hobby Lobby was another one that needs to be brought back.
Yeah, we'll see. Batch Code seemed to be a couple things. It was like a venting place for Neil. But so has Joey's channel, right? I mean, any play except his channel. He's very PC on his channel, but when it comes to the other channels, he's like, let's talk about everything.
Even on my channel last week, he vented a little bit.
Oh, he did? Oh, that's right. He did. And then you kind of like said, hey, Neil, that's it.
Right. I let him have a moment, but it was like, okay, you have 30 seconds, speak your piece type of thing. Like, we're not going to do this forever.
You're playing the outro music,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you, CK. That means a lot. But again, like, I appreciate you all, and it made this fun again, which was the thing. It was like, okay, yes, fragrances, we like them, we enjoy them, we could talk about that, but how else are we gonna have some fun in the mix? We're people of other hobbies, of other things, other talents, and like the fact of like the more I've gotten to know you all is like, hey, how do we let's highlight this, because this is a good thing here. Even no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that I think that it's good to have different opinions about things. I mean, we can disagree about fragrances. Why can't we disagree about maybe different points of views? I mean, without, you know, it being
Exactly.
respectfully disagreeing, you know? Um, like right now you show me that mug that I don't like that mug that you have there. I mean, I would just, I'm sorry, I was going to say that I don't like that mug, but you chose it, and that's the one that you went with. No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I
Maybe it
mean?
chose me.
It's like we don't have to agree on everything, and as long as it's respectful, it's good. I like different points of view. I like because we all have them, and we should be able to share them respectfully. Why not?
Right.
But I'm talking in general, but yeah.
Like what I like, or we're enemies. Fair enough. I mean, and that's a fair stance to take. There's sometimes when that stance needs to be taken too, So I get it. All right. So also great to see you. Thank you for stopping by. I've noticed you've been active a lot more, so I do appreciate it. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say what's your favorite house?
In general, my favorite house is come on. I'm blanking right now. I don't know why I'm blanking on it. It's Chanel.
Okay.
Like as a whole, Chanel Sport Extreme, Blue de Chanel, some Sycamore, a little bit of Coromandel. There's Allure. Even Antaeus, I respect. I wouldn't get it myself, but I respect it for its time period. Platinum Eagle West, I don't like because I don't like metal, but regular Eagle West, I do. So, and like it's a nice entry price, right? Like I'm looking out for my pocket when I'm saying that. Like a lot of them are affordable. Yeah, I'd say Chanel.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's a good one. I would say I would agree with you that modern Chanel is great. Modern, I think Chanel and Hermes are probably my two high designer fragrances. I would say, and because I was asked about like vintage fragrances, and I think I really thought about it. And I think YSL pre 2000 had a lot of great fragrances. I could name a bunch of them right now. Like it's the YSL Porom, then YSL Concentrate, then there's Jazz, there's Rive Gauche, Men and Women, Opium, Men and Women. I haven't even said Koros yet. All the flankers of Koros Sport. I mean, there was just so many. M7.
Right. I was gonna say M7.
I mean,
The
it's just like
original M7, not that
original M7, which was 2003, but it's still I'm like around that area from 2000ish before. I'm like, and it wasn't until I started looking at my cologne stuff, I was like, man, YSL have a bunch of them, and it's I think that's probably going to be my favorite. I think 90s Calvin Klein 90s came out, like anything in the 90s of Calvin Klein was pretty good too. You had Eternity, Women and Men, you had Obsession, Obsession for Men and Women, both of them, and then you have CK1, Escape, just a bunch of them.
And before all the flankers, like all of them were just very solid across the board. Yes. Aram is an all-star, definitely. He's definitely
You're too kind.
Nah, seriously though, like just a lot of the stuff that you do and stuff, it's like I've low-key learned from you without directly learning from you, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see, I got this. All right, makes sense. In different viewpoints and just everything in general from all of our conversations. It's like it's like, especially when we were talking last week, 10 days ago, whatever, when it was us, and then you were like going through the clips and everything. It was almost like you were telling the stories and filling me back in to like what was like going on from your experiences back then. So that's why it's like,
that's right. Oof.
Yeah.
I was drinking a lot that night. And
yeah.
a lot isn't much for me now, man. Like a couple drinks right now, and I'm like a really cheap date right now. I haven't been able to hang lately like I used to. I'm telling I think I showed you the vodka that I got, right? It was like the Tsar.
Yes.
Spirits of the Tsar. Really nice. It's a vodka with, I think it's like with what's called whiskey, bourbon barrels that it's great. It's really good. If you can get your hands on that.
That I meant to ask you about that. Well, no, I did, but then I forgot that I asked you, and I went and logged off the chat. And then Neil deleted the stream, so I was going to follow back up with you and be like, by the way, I need that name again, so this way I could look it up, because I would be interested in that. Never seen a blend like that, like where it was a vodka inside the whiskey barrels. So that's why it something very interesting, which I'm not a big vodka fan these days, but I would go ahead and try something like that.
Me either. I was vodka. When I think of vodka, I think of like my 20s. That's what I used to drink a lot. It would be like vodka and Red Bull, or vodka and cranberry, vodka screwdriver, blah blah blah. So when I saw that this, I started getting into rums and then whiskeys, and then, but with the vodka, when I saw, oh, it's a different color. It's a little syrupy. It's got a little flavor, because I don't know, vodka could be kind of boring, but this makes it not boring, and just straight up. No, you don't have to mix it with anything. It's great, straight up.
Right.
So yeah, I'll let me just make sure I'll put it in the chat.
That works. That works.
Yeah.
Definitely. Lockdown Friday drunk streams. Need a comeback at least once a month. Well, hey Joey, you say when, and I'll run the route. You just say when. So
have you tried any of the Zaharov's cigars? Yes.
I've had both. When we did the smoke stream, I had the Maduro for the first time. I'm not a big Maduro person. I prefer milds, but I tried it then, and it was still very smooth for what it was. I enjoyed that one. I mild probably still would be like the safe one. I've actually, even because my mom's boyfriend is really into cigars, and he's been thoroughly impressed. Like, he's like, can you get me, what's the website? I need to get some more, hey. So I've given him both. He really loves the Maduros. Me, I like it, but it's something I don't really know enough to appreciate. Straight Fire, what's going on? Great to see you. Thank you. So yeah, I'm not a cigar aficionado enough to know what like differences are, but I know what's bad, or what a stale cigar, or what a cheap cigar is. That much I know, and those aren't.
I got a few of them here.
Yeah,
no, it shouldn't be out. But yeah, you have to put them like some sort of humidifying box or something. Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed that stream where we were all smoking cigars. I don't know who, it was a bunch of us there. I think it was in your edit.
Yeah, there was a clip. There was a Yumi, Rudy, Pat, Joey.
Yeah.
And I feel Duncan was there, but he was partaking in other environmentally friendly options.
Duncan's hilarious. Duncan's so funny.
And he has so much, I know you were there yesterday. It was this Cal's Groom Room on Instagram, and he was just talking just on fragrance. Like,
yes,
super underrated knowledge fragrance person, man. He is a famous YouTuber.
It's funny because he was mentioning my when he mentioned it, Montana is one of my favorite fragrances, and he mentioned it, and that's actually what I was wearing today. But him and I, the thing is, we have a little group, a vintage group or whatever. It's him, me, Jonathan, and the Duck, and we're always talking about, oh, have you tried this, try that, whatever. And but Duncan is really the one that really goes in deep on really like trying to find these lost treasures that just like, and it's really kind of like it's kind of like these little time capsules if you think about it. You look at these old vintage fragrances, and then you're hoping that it's well taken care of and everything. But Duncan really, he's very nose curious, right? So, I mean, he's always been like that. So it's cool watching him search for these fragrances.
He's definitely on top of his game, and like even he impressed me because he has the new Zherzhov Tony Iommi, and I was like,
I'm sorry, say that again.
No, he has the Zherzhov Tony Iommi, or however you pronounce it, the really gaudy, expensive one. And I was like, with the black, it has rhinestones and
really, I've never seen that one. Wow,
it's a newer one. He got it. He showed it, I think, on New Year's that new, after the New Year's Eve stream.
Yeah.
He revealed it, and yeah, I'm like, okay, like I already respected him for his vintage approach, but then for him to also be like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm still on my game with things that are current too.
Yeah,
Like,
he has a very broad sense of fragrance. His taste is very broad, which I appreciate that, but Patrick was saying that he should do hotel room reviews.
Yes, he really should. He should just get into it. I know he was a little hesitant, or he was trying to say that like because so many other people are making great content, he could make just as great content, if not better. So I personally, Duncan, if you're listening, do it. I said it yesterday too in the chat, and you did too, but do it, just do it. Yes.
Duncan with his channel?
Yeah, like, because he was saying like, oh, you're doing great videos, Cal and Joe does great videos, and Rudy does great videos. So then it's like, what, should I really be doing videos? It's like, no, do the videos, especially.
Yeah, he just needs to do the videos. Like, content is king. If you start waiting, oh, I need the perfect microphone and the perfect lights and the perfect this, whatever, you'll never get started. It's
Right.
like you just do it, and then you grow from there. It's like you start adding things while you grow, but get that momentum. But Duncan just needs to turn on the camera. I think that it's great that he doesn't have a good camera and he doesn't have good audio. I feel like that's like part of it. If it starts looking too good, I'm like, that's not Duncan.
Right, exactly.
Part of it is him doing a review while he's yelling at some worker that's across the street and telling these people to shut up. You know what I mean?
Right. Nah, and that's the thing is, especially since a lot of his stuff is vintage, like it's a callback to what Fragcom was, where we were just on a webcam and just being like, hey, you get a messy bed, or you get whatever. I mean, we saw the videos of Joey. He had the protein powder, he had Twilight posters, he had all types of stuff. Nothing was really
Bring back Twilight. Bring back the Twilight posters.
Team Edward, Team Jacob, absolutely. Hey Yara, great to see you, by the way.
Hey Yara. Yeah, it is. It is about I think it was something raw about that. And I think that maybe people that are in front of the camera doing the reviews, they get into their head of thinking, oh, this might be getting better because they're because of the quality. But I think the audio is probably the most important thing. After that, it's like, we just want to hear you. We want to be funny. We want to hear. It's the content first. I think content is 70-80% of it. Everything else, probably even more than that. And it's the lights and the bells and whistles,
Right. Exactly. And that, I mean, I think too, like, especially like in the world of streaming now, like even if Duncan isn't streaming, just the fact of doing like webcam style will put him in that, like, almost a crossover of both, best of both worlds, right? Like,
hey Mike,
because everyone's already using cameras anyways. Back at work, great video.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. Great to see you. Awesome stuff. I'm just gonna go ahead and plug him one more time. Check out MAKIN'SCENTS.net. Awesome guy, awesome fragrances, very underrated and deserves a lot more attention. I mean, at the end of the day, just really good stuff. Check him out, MAKIN'SCENTS.net. Making Sense is his YouTube channel. The man works hard, period. And I appreciate him for it. But I'm wearing. Oh,
what's Yara wearing today?
I'm trying to
what's
see.
Rudy? What's everybody sent? You said you asked everybody's scent of the day, right? I mean,
yeah, I did, but we could. I mean, we've had many people come in since then, so like, let me know what your scents of the day are. I mean, give us like a little idea, a little peek into what people are wearing. Apparently, Yara's wearing a top, which hey. But sad 69s across the board for Joey because of it. Put clothes on your backs, people don't get sick, right? I mean, sometimes it's just good to feel free and liberated, just in general. I'm all for it. Shirts and skins. I'm usually on the team skin side of things, but Cool Water, classic fragrance. I've never tried like vintage Cool Water, but Pat, you're funny.
Yeah. I think I just have the vintage one here, but it's I don't know how different they've messed it up, messed with it, whatever it is. It might be just as good. I don't know.
Right.
But
I appreciate that. Yeah. Sorry, about earlier about my whole Dracar Noir.
It's unforgivable. I unsubscribed. This is actually
yeah.
my farewell.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Well, at least you went out with a bang. We had some memories. Thank you for all of that. You got a chance to see me eat raw Death Wish now. Like,
Yeah, man. Thanks for the Death Wish coffee recommendation. And Drakkar, I think it's really something that's nostalgic for me because I always I wore it when I was. I mean, I think my uncle wore it or someone. That was like the first cologne that somebody brought it to school. I think it was in 6th grade, and they brought it, and they're like, that cologne is toilet water, right?
all right.
Like, what? And they're like, oh, look, with the toilet, the toilet water. And it was just like, really?
Not much difference between current and vintage. Vintage may be a little more concentrated. Gotcha.
It's okay. So it's just stronger, but it probably is like the same kind of, I mean, I don't know if there are that many notes in cool water. I could be
right
out of my butt right now.
Right. Not. Fahrenheit though is one from the 90s. I want to add soon, like a decently vintage, maybe not prime. 80s into 90.
Is that your favorite from Dior? More like from like old Dior, like 90s Dior or 80s, 90s Dior?
Yeah, I'd say between that and the I did like Eau Sauvage Parfum, but that's more of a vintage or modern vintage type of fragrance. The green juice with the black label one.
The Myrrh, Bedver.
The myrrh, definitely. But traditional Fahrenheit, definitely. I want to also see about Jules because I've heard recently some good things about
Jules is nice. If anybody finds what's his name, Cervical Demolition, he said he was selling one. He said he was going to sell me one, but he sells it to any one of you guys. Take it. And if you see him, I asked him to message me on Facebook, but he hasn't. But if you could, he has the newer version, but I think all of them are good. Of course, the older one is a little bit more mossy, a little bit more deeper and everything like that. But especially for me in Miami, I try to stay away for too heavy of fragrances. But I have the original one. Sorry, I had the original one, but it just wasn't working for me. So then I had to have the newer one, and I love it just as much. In fact, Madi bought it when we went to Paris like 7 years ago, and she actually bought it for me, and I kept it, and it's really good. So
that's hell yeah. No,
it's like a danky rose. It's really cool.
I was gonna ask you, like, what type of profile are we talking about? I just know that people are like, oh, Jules, especially recently. So
it's like, here we go. It's this one here.
Oof. Okay.
It's this one here. It's like a danky wet rose, wet flowery. Because how sometimes there are roses that are a little bit drier,
right?
But this is like that, and it's really nice. But it's really danky. I don't know if you like that kind of like. There's a little bit of skank.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm I'm starting to appreciate some of these animalic, muskier fragrances. Especially. I recommended Versace Crystal Noir to somebody recently, and that was a fragrance.
How's that one? How is that one?
It's good. It's a nice unisex blend. Like it is for a woman, it'll be a little bit more masculine because it has that skank, that little bit of like coconut creaminess, but not suntan lotion, like the actual like skin of the you know what I mean? Like the skin with the milk of actual coconut, and the musk is really good blended with it. And
I think Rudy talked about it. I don't know, somebody talked about it recently, and that particular one, it's the Chanel Cristobal. Is that what it is? Is that one?
The one I'm talking about is Versace Crystal Noir.
Crystal Noir. Oh, I never heard of that one. I don't think I have.
It's let me see really quick.
I thought you were talking about the Chanel Chanel one.
And there is a difference between the EDP and EDT for it. I'd recommend you go EDP if anything.
Mhm.
All right, I'm about to share the screen really quick just so people could kind of see what I'm talking about. But
That's what it is. Crystally. Is that how you say it? Crystal.
I'll look at it in a second once because I can't see off the screen once I go share screen. But it's this right here, basically black box with part of their crystal series. They got bright crystal and yellow crystal and all these other like infinity stone likes. But this one's a very very good one and could be had for like relatively cheap, as you see, like less than 50 bucks in some places.
60 ducks, 50
Right.
ducks.
Duck Goose.
Shout out to Rich Mitch.
Definitely.
That's the Chanel one he's talking about. I just looked
Right.
it up. Yeah, Rudy, you should tell me more about that one. Rudy's kind of opened my eyes to some of these women's fragrances that are really you know, they that men can. It's not too flower. It's not too powdery. Not because I mean sometimes the women's perfumes are a little too powdery for me. But he did obsession. This is the
Nice.
This is the kidney looking bottle.
Mm.
And then this one over here, I fell in love with. Oh, you're talking about this one here.
Obsession.
And this is the original from 1980 something.
Mhm.
It's really nice, leathery, thick. And then there's Paloma Picasso.
Got you.
It's really, really beautiful fragrance. And there's some that, you know, I don't know if you do this, but there's some that you kind of like, and then there's fragrances that you like, and then you say, hey, well, let me go venture off to see what smells like it. And then you go and you buy. And so I tried another one that I'm getting. It's in the mail, but that smells like this one. It's from Montana, also Montana something, and we're gonna see if it works. You know, I mean, so far I bought a sample and it's good, but I'm gonna get the EDP and see if it's a keeper. So
is it because it's slightly similar? I mean, similar but more affordable, or are they both like kind of up there because they're both discontinued?
No, Montana's more affordable than this one. And then there's another one called Diva, because I don't know. There's some that, you know, it smells something similar, but then you put them together and you kind of say, okay, well,
right.
So many times you start chasing the dragon, and then you're like, you know what? Why didn't I just stick with the original, right? Like,
exactly.
or I stick to just the one that I liked, and then you start venturing off, and you're trying to find something better, and then you don't.
Exactly. That happens a lot. That happens a whole lot, really. And I did that with a few other fragrances. I mean, I started it with the blue or the blues. It was like instead of Blue de Chanel, but really I got so tired of dealing with all the blues after like a year. I was like, and I just
that was your blue phase.
Yeah, because I had just started working when Blue de Chanel came out. It was like, I'm not gonna spend that money. But then it was like Polo Blue and this blue, and then Savage came out, and then all these others, and I was like, you know what? I think after Dylan Blue is when I was like, these suck. Like, I'm not. I'll just get Blue de Chanel and stick to that because that was a very classic smell. But Polo Blue for me will always stand. I remember when I got like my first actual job, and then the girl was right there, and she hot girl, blonde and everything. She was like my type for back then, and it was like, oh yeah, my favorite fragrance is Polo Blue. Like literally, and I did like birthday parties and serving type of jobs, so I got tips. I literally took all my cash tips that day. Went straight to the mall, took the bus to the mall, and then the bus and the train stop, like for me to go home, and the mall were in the same place, just right across the street. So I was like, okay, before I go home, I'm gonna go to the mall, gonna stop at Macy's. I paid retail for it, which rookie mistake, but I got like the little 10 ml or whatever, the 1 ounce bottle of the Polo Blue. was like $85. I was just
Wow.
like, here, take it. And then came back the next day. I was like, hi, do I smell different? Do I look different? What do you think? And she was like, little different. I was like, she was like, are you wearing polo blue? I was like, I am. Yes. Put some bass in my voice. I was like 19.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Gosh.
man. But yeah, I'm not big on blue fragrances outside of Blue de Chanel and Polo Blue at this
Was
point.
it was that much money? It was $80 for that for 1 ounce?
Yeah, I mean that was that was prime Macy's 2010. It was about $80. I might have grabbed something else with it, but I know it came out to like I had $100, and it was like, okay, well, I have to get home, so put $20 to the side. So this where I paid for like my bus fare and my tickets, and then I was like, I'll work again tomorrow, so I'll make the rest of the money back. And it was about to be payday anyway, so I was gonna get all my electronic tips on the back end. But I just remember being like counting my money right before the shift ended. I was like, oh, I have enough for Polo Blue. Guess what I'm gonna do today? So
I like the Chanel Blue, or what is it called? The Chanel Blue one, the blue one.
Blue de
But
Chanel.
I don't Blue de Chanel. I didn't like the EDP too much.
Okay.
And I think the majority of the time when they try to come up with something more powerful, majority of the
Right.
time, I mean, there's sometimes where the extreme could be better.
Mhm.
But I don't think there is such a thing called too much pepper in your, or too much salt in your eggs, too much,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? There's just the right amount of sugar or salt that you have in your food or whatever, and then there's such a thing called too much of something in your food or your fragrance or whatever it is. And I
Mhm.
think it has to do with I can name just 3 right now. That's Oda, the Blue de Chanel,
Mhm.
the one from Dolce & Gabbana, and then also Oud Wood Extreme. Those or Intense or whatever it's called. Those
Right.
3, I like the originals better. What's up,
Right.
Fernando?
Hey, Fernando.
It just so happens that the one doesn't last, so then they put more in it, but it doesn't mean that it smells better. It doesn't mean it smells better. It smells completely different.
Mhm.
To me, I find it a little too synthetic. It's just too much. I don't know.
Right.
I like the
No,
original and all those.
I like originals too over flankers minus I mean I do like the pure parfum of Blue de Chanel, but I still EDT is classic, that's fine. But outside of that, like everything when they try to go intense or something else, it's like, just you should have just left it as is. I mean, few fragrances I'll enjoy, like the Loams from YSL. Their intense version was cool, but still nothing like regular Loam. And just in general, like you said, Oud Wood, that's another one. I love regular Oud
It
Wood.
doesn't smell anything like the original. I got samples of the of the Oud Wood Intense or Extreme. I don't know which one it was. Whatever it was, the intense version of it.
Mhm.
And smell nothing like the original. It's a totally different fragrance,
Right.
But I'll tell you another one where it's the other way around for me. The original Tom Ford, I like the Tom Ford Extreme better than the original, and it
Yes.
lasts longer and is beautiful. But that one is great. Very hard to find, but it's I don't know why they discontinued that one. That was really bad move.
I had just started getting into, like, I was just reviewing, but I had bought Japan Noir, Bois d'Argent. Like, I remember it all came, and then I think it was about to be Christmas, so I chose to get my mother's Sahara Noir, which they discontinued that too. Should never happen. But I was like, I wanted the extreme, and then it was like discontinued, and I was like, what? Like, why would you discontinue this? Like, I knew I would appreciate it. It was a little too old for me then. I was 22,
Mhm.
but I knew in a few years, especially with me really going hard on the reviews at that time, I was reviewing like 4 to 5 times a week, like
Mm.
dropping a video almost every day. Um, I knew eventually it would develop, so I wanted to get it, and then it was like, nope. So if I'm currently looking for a bottle of that too, that's one of the you know ones that I've added to like my vintage or my throwback pile. I call it
Right.
more throwback because a lot of them aren't vintage, but there's still a good amount of like regular vintage, like jazz. I want to get YSL jazz, live jazz. I'm going to get a bottle of Coros just for
Live
you.
jazz is getting so pricey right now. I mean, I have the original jazz, and I just can't believe how much the prices just went up, man. But it's just the nature of it, right? The value. I mean, you just they don't make them anymore, so the value goes up, you know. So because
Right.
But what you were gonna say about Coros, also same thing. You know, it's gonna be more difficult. You know, but maybe there's some samples out there that you could try and see if you like it before you spend serious money on it. The professor's in the house. I call Ron the professor because he likes to grade things. He's just always grading things. The professor.
He is. He definitely with rates and gradings and everything. Ron is amazing though. That's my brother from another right there. Awesome guy. Great personality too. I mean,
his personality is okay.
Fair enough. he you know, I've the times I've seen him, maybe it's just because I had too much to drink and too much coffee that combination like distorted what I saw. But
yeah,
no, this was a nice.
I'm sorry. No, I was going to say that I really enjoyed, you know, you being the co-hosting. Pretty much feels like co-hosting Joey streams and stuff like that. Just it's been a good support, just seeing you on the streams. I was telling Joey the other day that the Mutant Dream Team, Dream Team Mutant Hunters, is you Christian, use Chris Canadian, and Big T, because you guys go on you now, and you guys talk, you know, you're engaging in that chat of you now, right? So you're in there helping Joey out. Joey goes in, says his thing, you know, so it's like it's very much like a team effort. And then you have Big T, you know, he's random, he's like the wild card.
Exactly.
So that day I remember I was like, man, he was doing great, and it was like a very good team effort there, you know.
I love those days. I love the mutant days too, because it's like I'm a little bit engaged everywhere. Like sometimes I'm actually in the U now, sometimes I'm just here, but either way I'm in both chats, kind of working both chats and dropping the likes and doing that for, you know, and it's good to like I incorporated that at least with a Shortcake, because it was like, oh my god, like she like legit just like never saw like that amount of likes before. I remember that day she was like, I've never trended on this thing before, which is weird for a girl like her to look like her and then not get that many likes like that. But she was like, oh my gosh, like thank you, and all, just the freak out, and seeing like the freak out on a lot of their faces. What's her name, the girl now, Sarah, the Buffalo one, you know, she was like doing tequila shots and everything, and then like I was like, oh, we're doing tequila shots, all right, like all right, let's go. And just to see her reaction, like, oh my gosh, you know. But it's definitely
it's kind of like Joey kind of weeds them all out, right? I mean, there's every now and then you'll run into some mutants that are they're just disrespectful, or they're just kind of like
blah,
you know what, blah. Exactly. And then Joey, you know, he sees it and he's just like, oh, this girl's down to earth, she's funny, she's interesting, she's happy, she adds stuff, you know, because Joey sees where he's pulling teeth, he's got to pull teeth. It's just like, all right, bye, you know. Like, so, but yeah, I think Strawberry Shortcake. What's her name? Strawberry? What? Izzy?
Carissa.
Yeah, she's a mutant.
She's definitely a mutant. Absolutely. And I mean, thank you for the kind words too. I'm not gonna not brush those over. I will acknowledge them. But I appreciate it. It's just, again, like it's something fun for me to do again. And like I'm a little bit more liberated now than what I was when I first met Joey, because I'm not working in the hospital anymore. I'm not in like a authority position where I see like I meet like at least 100 people a day and when I was working in the hospital. So it was an image thing, right? Like I couldn't be myself to the full capacity. I mean, I could maybe say a few things, but I still couldn't like, all right, gloves off, let's just relax, let's go and have some fun. I could kind of be a little bit
disconnect a little bit. Yeah, I agree. It's important to do that, you know,
right?
If you're always in work, well, especially in the high stress job like that, I mean, you're gonna
Right.
have, yeah, it's different. It's very, you have to,
I mean, not just from that. I'm saying like from the standpoint, like there was like me doing some of the things that I do on the stream. Not that they're like super wild, but a lot of the stuff that I do on stream, I couldn't do that because it'll be like, oh, what's this guy that's over here trying to save your life in the hospital is doing like tequila shots 3 hours before he went into work or something like that. So it's like, all
yeah.
right. I could be a lot more now and I could be myself again. And like I said, the fact that y'all as a whole welcomed that, Joey welcomed that. It was like, no, come as you are. No judgment, no nothing. Just be you in whatever way that you want to be. You be a mutant.
Yeah.
Be your best mutant. And I guess that would be the best way to to say it is just be yourself. But there's definitely some good ones.
I mean, when you see Joey's streams, like you have like probably like 12, 15, 6, 10 to 12 people that are chatting, but then you have 30 people that are just lurking. And it's really interesting. I mean, Joey did it the other day, yesterday or day before, where it's just like, say it's channel 69, say 69 or whatever. And then only, hold on for a second.
Right. Exactly, Pat.
So it'll be, drop a 69 and then half of them will do it and the other half won't. So, but it would be really interesting to see the lurkers come out and just say hi and
Right.
even the long time, chat people. I mean, I don't, it'll be great to see Taffy, or Lily or any of the other funny characters out there, like, and people to come on and just say hi,
Right. Just even if it's hi and then leave or eat breakfast, do something,
Just
yeah,
a cup of coffee. Just have a cup of coffee with us. That's it.
have a cup of coffee, have a cup of Death Wish with us, have a little bit of Death Wish. It's all good. But nah, Sandy. So the thing was, I worked more so on the actual, like in the hospital room on like coding and insurance and all the billing stuff and collecting your co-pays and all of that. But I was a generational worker. So my mom was actually in the administration where she like wrote the bylaws for the place. She was a like 30-year tenured person. I was a 10-year tenured person. Even my sister, the one who's 18, that she worked there even though it was more of an intern type of, like the high school role where it's like, oh, I get some credits for your college and all of that. So like in general, we were like a generational that business had a lot of like family generational things where like the dad was a doctor, the daughter was a nurse, and all of those different situations. So that's why like a lot of people, especially again, I mean, when your mother's writing the bylaws for the company, you can't really get away with too much, because then it's like, well, how are we going to take these rules seriously if you're breaking the rules yourself or you're, not on the straight line of everything. So that's personally me, I wasn't in administration, but my family was. So that's what that was about. I'm keeping keeping you guys a secret from my cool friends. All right, you and Big T could hang out then, Jad.
It's very interesting of how to explain this kind of like cannoli mafia. That's why. Do you remember when you were talking, when you were with that you were doing review or sniffing thing with the other girl with the blue eyes, whatever?
See ya.
And then you tried to explain to her, oh, it's Aram or whatever. He's from our group, and I'm like, say cannoli mafia, because it's somebody that doesn't know. Like, how would you explain it to them? Like, hey, we got these guys on stream and we all talk about stuff. It's just difficult to explain that to people. Like, what do you mean stream online? What's wrong with you? Like,
she made a mini appearance on Saturday too.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, okay. She did. I sent her a link, and then she came in for a few channel 555. If you ever see it, it was during when Dan and Neil. It was about the 2-hour mark, I believe, and Dan and Neil were talking about something, and then she just kind of started bombing the chat, being like, "Oh, what do you got?" Because we were talking about manscaping and something else in that moment, and it was like, "What is this?" She was like, and busting on balls. She's like, "Where are the girls?" Normally we had, and later on we had Sarah there, but it was like, "Where are the girls? What is this?" Joking, but
Yeah.
she came around for New Year's too. That's when I first sold her. So she has an idea. She still doesn't know yet. You know what I'm saying? And maybe after she sees that trailer from Joey, but she loves everything that's going on with Joey in the channel, even though
Yeah,
she
it'd be
has
great
no
to
idea who he is.
yeah, it'd be great for her to, go on his channel and just like sing or or
Mhm.
just embrace the cannoli, do the regular stuff,
Open up for sure. Definitely.
Eh,
That's what I'm kind of trying to do for her.
Hell yeah. I was gonna say hi to Ken. Great guy. I hate his microphone. I want to kill his microphone.
Hey.
Be like, great guy. I want to kill his microphone. I want to say that. I always say that to Ken. Great guy.
Right. Absolutely. Great. Great to see you, Ken. I appreciate you. And Lambowski, also great to see you, bro. Good to see you streaming early. Yeah, I usually do like the lunch special type of thing to like kick the day off in case somebody's streaming in the afternoon, or definitely when Joey streams at night. So this way it's like a nice little pre-game into the actual game, into the after party type of scenario. So
Yeah, I noticed you've been pretty consistent on the early afternoon streams,
I feel that's the best time slot where like I'm not necessarily stepping on anyone's toes. I don't really have to worry about anyone like streaming during this time. And then it allows me also too to like, if I want to go on Joey's, go on Joey's, or just let him do his thing, then I could enjoy it still from the crowd and the sidelines and the chat too. So it just something like that. Or like Juan, I know Juan's been doing a lot, even though he's been off. So that's why, but getting on Juan streams or just getting in the chat to support him. I've tried to explain the cannoli mafia to the non-experienced, not much success. Well, that's what the new trailer could be for.
Exactly what I'm talking about. It's difficult to explain them. It's like, it's this group online streaming this and that, they're like,
Right.
Joey Cannoli, what's that? But yeah, it looks like Eugene doesn't care about respecting the time because he's on right now with the duck. Just kidding.
Damn.
I love Eugene. I love the duck.
Definitely love both of them. Great people. Also just great content for him, on like fragrance. I mean, Joey said it. That's like the pinnacle of fragrance channels. Like, in my
if you want to talk about, if you want to get in depth about fragrances, and because Rich Mitch, he has a lot of knowledge on fragrances, and and what's the materials, when it was made, how it was made, the houses, the noses that created them. He just has a ton of knowledge, of the things, so
absolutely. But yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm grateful for all you all, which is part of the reason why I did the video. The other reason, just because as y'all saw with the 24-hour stream, I cannot or 30-hour stream, I can't sleep. So it was like, I kind of wanted to do something. My video games were making me upset. I balanced all my books and handled all my work. So it was like, I could do this. An idea popped in my head, and then like you said, momentum started going with it, and I was like, "Ooh, I like the direction where this is going. So let's just finish it out." And then, I sent it to Joey. I literally finished like 2 hours before I went live, so I sent it to him, and that I appreciate every single one of you all. I appreciate you, Aram, for stopping by. I appreciate Lily for writing paragraphs. No other group. Together 3 to 5 hours a day and exactly. And I think that's the other thing too. Like, we do spend a lot of time with each other, but it's never too much, and it's always something different. Like, I remember me and Joey ended up on like 4 streams together, and it was a new conversation, nothing of like overlap or like, oh, we just heard this again on the other, what I'm saying? Like, it literally was fresh content across the board. But again, can't thank everyone enough, especially Pat. Thank you for the super chat. To my kids, they disowned me. Damn, Pat. I'm going to like wrap it up, but I guess all in all, I appreciate everyone who likes, comments, subscribes. I appreciate everyone who comes into the chat or comes on my stream. Check out Joey's channel. Got an awesome trailer now. If you are unsure of what exactly type of content you're getting, watch that trailer. It'll definitely catch you up to speed really quick. Check out MAKIN'SCENTS.net for your fragrances. Awesome house. Needs to be more supported. And I guess that's it. Thank you to the wizard for always working your magic. And I guess we will go ahead
Thank you,
and
Joe.
we'll see you later.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, absolutely. So I will talk to you and see you soon. Oh, and Thursday, this is still happening before I go on. And then I gotta do Ross's podcast on wrestling. He has a brand new podcast channel he's doing, but I'm doing a whole live stream with Secretions Magnifique. Have you tried that one before?
Which one is that one?
Secretions Magnifique from
Yes. Man.
I've got a whole I don't know if this is 2 mLs, but whatever it is, I'm wearing the whole thing.
Well, yeah, when I first got into the fragrances, I remember that was one of the ones that Kirkrick, what's her name? Katie Puckrick. She did one, and it's really funny. I think it's still there, and she did it, and you could see her reaction. And then I tried it, and wow, it was really, really difficult for me to remove it. It's just one that it's so challenging and so weird. I don't want to guide you too much. I want you to have just a blind. You've heard of it. You've heard about it, right?
Yes, yes, that's part of why I got it. And
yeah, it's just like this milky, kind of like irony or copper kind of smelling, and it's really, really, it's not. I don't know. It's just not wearable to me. And this is, and trust me, I go down the rabbit hole on this stanky stuff, but that one was just no way. And it was hard to rub off. So just be careful where you put it.
Okay, definitely. I'll like keep it like on my hand. I won't like bomb myself, but I'll definitely like spray it across my
use
arms.
protection.
Right. As always, use protection. Definitely. So stay tuned for that on Thursday. That should be a nice, interesting day for me. But yep. So with all that being said, thank you all. I will see you all later, and we are out. Eventually, come on. Cinema. Oh, wait. That's right. Switch that this way. And 3, 2, 1.